Hello and welcome to The Studio Demands It, an exercise in creative thinking where we will challenge ourselves to conceptualize, pitch, and craft a film based on the demands and stipulations from one of you listeners acting as a hypothetical Hollywood overlord. I'm trying to change my cadence.
I could tell you.
Yeah, I want to be fresh. I want. It's the same words, just delivered differently.
Makes sense. No,
Right,
I get it.
Yeah, we talk movies all the time.
All the time.
These pretzels are
And-
making, and as filmmakers ourselves and avid cinephiles, we'd like to believe that we can meet the demands of any studio at least as well, if not better, than the screenwriters working under the restrictions and demands of the bigwigs fronting the bills in Hollywood. We will be your screenwriters for this episode. I am TCD Witt, and joining me, as always, be it in spirit, in body, or voice, is Jim, the guy in the chair, Burzelic. Let's plan this heist, Jim. How you doing?
Wait, do I ever show up as only one of those three things?
Yes.
Wow.
Sometimes
I'm unaware.
If those who've been avid listeners of the show are aware that once a season I do a crossover with. I have done two crossovers with David.
And I was there. My ghost was there.
You were there in spirit.
I did not realize.
It's very haunting. It's
spooky.
Sometimes you're here in body, but nothing else shows up.
Yeah.
There's a bump on a log over there.
Those must be great episodes.
Jim, I'm doing the voice for you. That's what I want to reach, a certain level of notoriety that people think it's just me talking to myself.
Yeah.
And that Jim and TC are not separate entities, that we are one person talking to himself.
I'm in.
That's why
Count me in.
We never overlap, right? Because it's always, and then
Not a single time do we ever overlap.
We were talking heist movies. I called you the guy in the chair.
Yeah, you did.
You were.
Yeah, but I liked that. I liked that whole. Sometimes I'm only 1/3 of me too much. I needed to
mind,
to adjust that.
But sometimes not spirit. Sometimes your spirit is elsewhere.
Yeah,
haunting someone else.
Sometimes I'm just a sociopathic robot talking about movies.
There are people who take movies so seriously they seem like sociopaths.
Yes,
I'm roping us into that category.
We are they.
We are they.
Yes.
Well, here we are again. We've kicked off season 3 strong with Star Wars.
I hope so. Right?
Yeah.
Like, again, it's Star Wars. The whole point of Star Wars at this point is to have something to complain about. So I'm sure people will not like the direction we took.
Don't say the whole point of Star Wars now is to have something to complain about.
As of right now.
Because the whole history of Star Wars is built upon, let me complain about this.
Yeah.
So we did our...
Are we just going to start talking about that? Because I remembered a thing that we didn't include in that.
I'll let you have it.
We didn't put a love story in there.
We didn't put a love story in it.
So this is my addendum to the previous episode.
This is new. Okay, so I just want to say, don't forget your addendum. We typically try to maintain our episodes to have just minor references to, so every episode can more or less stand alone. You're literally making people have to go listen to Star Wars.
It's true, because I'm going to say what I'm addending, and you're going to be like, what is the context for this?
Listen to this Star Wars episode.
So here I go.
Well, go ahead.
Our Star Wars movie will include a love story.
Yes. That's it? That's your addendum?
Addend finish.
Oh, you son of it'll probably be the Jedi, right? Like the sidekick? Whatever. Let's not...
Yeah, let's stop talking about not this episode.
Let's talk about this episode.
Yeah.
All right, so this episode actually was inspired by Jim.
This was another one of my weird what if ideas.
But I did get, and I don't know if we hinted at this to someone or whatnot, but we did get a demand that was enough that I was able to meld the demand from Steve and Eli McCaig and your demand and created a demand for the episode. Now, this is something that started as a conversation and we realized the potential of it. So we had to stop ourselves. We're like, stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it.
Yep.
Because the whole point of this is that we have to do it here on the spot. So
we were having too much fun, and
Yeah.
we wanted you to
We wanted you
hear
guys
this. We
to.
wanted you to be in on the fun.
So let's get on the demand for this episode. Our success as podcasters or screenwriters has given us a growing collection of demands, and you can send your demands through you can send us our demand. I should just stick to the script.
Stick to the script.
You can submit your demands and requests over at studiodemands.com or on Twitter at studiodemands. You can send any demand you like, and we will have to come up with. We'll have to meet the demands here and live on the spot. This came through studiodemands.com and from Jim himself, from Steve at Another Day Pictures. And it's worth mentioning that we also got a demand from an Eli from Mr. E Productions that is similar to this as well. So Eli, you get bonus points as well for this demand. Okay, so this is melding his demand with some little addendums. Okay. One and or more of you wear your dislike for a certain cinematic universe on your sleeve. As TC has said many times, the MCU has created the most perfect formula for literally everyone else to fail at. None more so than the sad sacks at Warner's and the critically derided DCEU. But what if the tables had been turned? What if, in some reversal of fortunes, DC had gotten their shit together and Marvel was the floundering mess of cinematic trash going from bad to worse?
That's almost exactly the thing I did. Yeah.
What if a Kevin Feige type had gotten this train on track from the get-go? Another Day Pictures demands that you paint for us this successful DC universe and convince us all that it could have been possible to see these characters achieve greatness. The studio demands it. All right. So the demand isn't
Steve. I like how you think.
Yes. So this is a big one. Okay. And we're gonna behave ourselves.
I wanted to do homework and then I didn't do the homework. So I didn't do my homework. Well, no, my homework was just going to be having a list of the movies.
Okay.
So I could see them side by side with releases. So I'm just gonna have to rely on you for all of that.
Well, let's play in this fantasy world. So it's a world where instead of Endgame, Avengers Endgame, we would have got Justice League Endgame or Justice League something, right?
Whatever neat word is associated with Darkseid.
Yeah. So the Justice League Apocalypse, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Now, we can't really go one for one on this, but let's at least conceptualize and try what would this universe look like if instead of Iron Man being the first outing.
Okay. So first, I don't remember what came out first, Batman Begins or Iron Man?
Batman Begins. Batman Begins was 2005.
Dang it. So I don't know how far back we need to go for the reversal.
Let's just imagine the Nolan movies existed. Let's just put a weird partition between the before times and the MCU times. And we'll specifically, I know it's kind of hard to say like, okay, we're going to start the DCEU, the DCCU. The Nolan movies happened, but now we're going to start over here.
Well, I mean, technically that's what they did. Zack Snyder just really liked the Batman, the Nolan movies, and he wanted to incorporate stuff into them. And Nolan was so influential. I'm pretty sure he's still on the board or whatever.
Right.
But he had a lot of say in how the Snyder movies then went as well. But they're technically not connected. They're not. It is a different world. So I guess that's okay. Yes, the Nolan movies are a separate thing. We're just talking about the ones that came after,
right?
I guess.
Yeah. So starting with Iron Man. Now, technically, Iron Man came out just after Dark Knight, or Iron Man came out and then Dark Knight came not soon after. So we're doing a little time manipulation here just to make this happen. My question would be this: the MCU existed with low tier characters. What Iron Man and Captain America and Thor are now, they were not that in 2008.
No.
They were the bottom of the barrel because Marvel had sold off all their good stuff.
And they were big old risks.
Yeah. So do we want to approach this DCU with that in mind?
I do.
Okay.
So there's another half of this demand that I actually think would be fun to explore as well, but perhaps that'll make the episode too long. And that's not just seeing what the successful DC movies would be,
but what's the failure?
How do the Marvel movies just tank.
Well, we'll go back to that.
And by tank, make their money back in our actual successes, but the fans don't, or not even all the fans. Me doesn't
the
like
gyms
them.
don't like them. Mind, body, and soul. We'll come back to that.
Sure. So I would think, I think they would start. It would be okay. So let's create the room where we're given the demand. It's those Nolan movies did real great, but we want to do a thing where we bring all of them in. So don't do that, Batman. You're don't touch that. Do a whole new DC thing.
Okay.
It's all gotten way too dark. We want an optimistic world that's shared by everyone, because that's really the thing that makes the alternate universe Marvel thing work.
Yeah. We want to agree. Are we in agreement that the DC we would get would be as colorful and as fun as the MCU was? Yes.
And the reason I also think the reason that's important is because there's sort of this median tone to them that I think is what we identify as this colorful, fun element. Because the thing is, what that allows Marvel actually to get brighter and darker. If everything's as dark as can be, then
we get what we get.
Yeah.
So we're in the room, and they're saying, kick this off. Now, technically, DC would have access to Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, but you're thinking, what's their Iron Man? What's the movie they kick this off with?
No, I don't know enough about the hero, but my first thought would be Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. Yep. I was reading your mind there that he would Blue Beetle as the Ted Kord Blue Beetle is a derivative of Batman. He's a tech guy. He's got gadgets and toys that he uses to fight crime. He's a science guy.
Sure.
To take a blue, like it would be the same response as like Iron Man. Okay. All right. But one of the reasons Iron Man succeeded was you had Jon Favreau doing it. So are you imagining Jon Favreau presents Blue Beetle starring Robert Downey Jr. as Ted Kord?
I maybe. I know, like, there was a whole other thought experiment I had, which was who would, because the casts of the DC universe and the Marvel universe have not really overlapped. Like, there's a couple, like Zach Levi has technically been in both.
Right.
There's more, but they haven't overlapped.
Probably a dozen or so.
But if you were to take the actors and put them into the other universe, who would you cast them as?
Right.
That was a whole separate thought experiment. So maybe that's what we're doing here. I don't know. I don't know enough about Blue Beetle to know if Robert Downey Jr. is a good fit for that character.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. reinvented Tony Stark as Iron Man. Like, the Tony Stark we know now, even in the comics, is reflective of the success of what RDJ did with, not to say that he didn't touch on a lot of some of the like the elements of Tony Stark, but if you look at, say, Alex Ross's Marvels, he cast Timothy Dalton as Iron Man.
Sure.
The painting. So that's the Mark Waid, the Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross painted comic book.
So I think to get the tone of what Marvel is, I think it has to be Robert Downey Jr.
And that's not to say that the next character
no one else can make that tone.
Not to say that Chris Evans is now going to play whoever our second character is, and Chris Hemsworth. We're not going to go one for one if we like for everything.
Yeah.
But if this universe kicked off with a really cool Blue Beetle movie and people were like, yeah, we're on board for this nonsense.
Yeah. And it ended with who would be our Nick Fury?
Bringing everyone together. Well, see, you have someone, say, like Amanda Waller, who formed the Suicide Squad, but she's not the right person to bring together the Justice
League.
Right.
Is this where Batman shows up?
This is where Batman shows up. Yes.
Okay.
Because Batman is a surefire thing. Batman is a sure thing.
It's true.
Like, Batman, even at his worst, makes bank. He's their animated video game property. Like, Batman is a cash cow, and Warner's knows that. That's why they keep doing Batman more than any other character.
Yeah.
Right. So having Batman appear with no one realizing, like when Sam Jackson showed up as Nick Fury, everyone was like, "What? This is everything." Well, not everyone.
Yeah. Well, everyone everyone who's me.
Yeah, it's all the gyms.
Yeah,
all the gyms.
All the gyms.
So to have Batman show up at the end and be like, "I'm putting together a league," Ooh, it's so. I'm trying to flush away the DCEU that we have and think of the potential of that amazing moment.
Yeah.
The thing where
is there anyone who is potentially less like that's the DC is a weird one to do this with because you have the big mainstays.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I guess technically Marvel had them as well, but right, like they made Hulk later, and Hulk is a name everyone is going to recognize. But Cyborg maybe.
No,
Cyborg
I think
is
it's
really
Batman.
only
a
a main character in the more recent years.
Yeah, I think it's Batman. I think Batman. If Bruce Wayne showing up, not even in costume, like if it's just Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And saying like, and the thing is, are we going to go the distance with Blue Beetle being the one that starts us off to give him does he reach the end of whatever our end game would be and people saying goodbye to Blue Beetle? Or
I mean, if we're giving the exact fortune that Marvel had to
then yes.
DC, then yes.
But I don't
think so either. I think it's just this was such an amazing movie, and then Batman at the end suggests so many others. What's going to come next? Oh man, they're going to do a Batman movie next. Is what that means, and then it's not.
Yeah.
What? You're going to string me along? You're going to tease me?
We won't.
Oh, what are you doing?
We won't see the Justice League until maybe that's what they did in their phase 1 is. Phase 1 were all C-list, B-list characters with a hint at a Justice League member, so that when the Avengers finally happen, then do we bring them all together? And like, for example, if the next one is Hulk, which was the next Marvel movie, do we have a Hulk equivalent that hints at Wonder Woman or Superman or Aquaman or something?
Maybe. My thought for what that one should be is Martian Manhunter. Because they're both green.
They're both green.
That's not actually why.
An alien hiding
a sort of good follow up.
An alien hiding on Earth who has been like hiding his identity and then basically reveals himself to the world as this all powerful green being fighting another alien that's an equivalent going up against a government, like a government organization that's trying to control whatever Martians have come to Earth. There's some fun to be had in there.
Yeah.
And that you have Martian Manhunter show. Oh man, Blue Beetle and Martian Manhunter.
Actually, let's think. The way Marvel was doing. Iron Man was just a straight up superhero movie, and then Hulk was the first few. They were sort of stumbling through it, but then they hit on their formula. It's superhero movie plus another genre is really so great.
By the time they got to Winter Soldier, they had perfected that.
So could we just perfect that right away? Would Martian Manhunter just be superhero plus E.T.?
Yeah, sure.
Martian Manhunter, whatever happened on Mars, actually maybe it was very recent. So he's literally hiding on Earth, not just from Earthlings, but from
the white Martians.
Yeah. And so there's a kid that's helping hide him.
Maybe. Yeah. Get J.J. Abrams to direct this thing, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Lens flares everywhere.
Yeah. It was the era, wasn't it?
That was the era, yep.
So Blue Beetle, Martian Manhunter, what's our Thor equivalent? Do we have Aquaman in right away?
I think so.
We are building one weird Justice League.
We really are. Well, it's going to become. I think by the time we get to the first Justice League, we're going to get the big hitters in there, and
maybe
everyone's going to.
We got Blue Beetle and Martian Manhunter, and then we do an Aquaman movie. Do you imagine? What if we allude to sort of the well-known Justice League already putting things together behind the scenes? So it's not. So Bruce Wayne was in Blue Beetle. This is what I was saying.
What if Superman shows up at the end of Martian Manhunter?
Yes, 100%. This is what I was saying.
I also am not from this planet. We're doing a thing.
We're doing a team thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I was suggesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So then at the end of, say, Aquaman, Wonder Woman shows up and
says, so, yeah.
Hey.
Right. Well, and we're creating parallels actually with the people who are inviting them in. The reason that works with Aquaman is because Wonder Woman is also this representative, this royalty from another earthly mythical kingdom.
And having, if Aquaman's the Thor equivalent, having Kenneth Branagh direct an Aquaman movie and really leaning into the Arthurian legend. He's literally King Arthur.
He is,
How have people not done this? Come on. Having a Merlin-like bad guy. right? Like
Yeah.
seemingly the mentor who ends up being the
Sorry,
villain.
I'm just thinking about I'm thinking King Arthur has to be done with the bubble sound. King Arthur. And then the Merlin is Marlin.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, come on.
No,
We're not doing
I'm
the...
I'm not making a chintzy kids movie.
No, we're
but
making
it just the pun occurred to me. I had to say it out loud so everyone hates me.
Come on, King Arthur. Okay, Marlin. Boo. Everyone boo Jim. Those listening, everyone boo Jim. You hear that?
I hear them. I hear them through time.
There you go. Now his spirit is coming to you.
It's true.
And now you should feel bad. Listener.
Because the spirit feels bad.
Oh, Jim.
Yeah. So then Wonder Woman invites Arthur Aquaman.
Do we get
the team.
Okay, so like with Iron Man being such a success, a surprise success, he got Iron Man. We got Iron Man 2
Sure.
in there as well, meaning is Blue Beetle such a success that we get a Blue Beetle 2 that introduced Black Widow. So does Blue Beetle 2 get us Batman in the movie a little bit, or because
again, I don't know enough about Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm. Well, Blue Beetle's best friend is Booster Gold, so
I would take that opportunity. I always take the opportunity to introduce
Booster Gold.
More characters. Well, specifically Booster Gold, but more characters.
This episode is so reliant on anyone knowing what we're talking about.
It's true.
What's a Booster Gold?
Yeah.
See, in this alternate reality, you would know who Booster Gold is.
It's true.
How many of you knew who Thor was?
Who knew who Whiplash was?
Yeah. Mickey Rourke's dumb face.
Yeah.
Literally. Dumb.
Yeah. So if anything, that backs it up. Is Booster Gold, or was Booster Gold introduced in the first one because Booster Gold would be
the roadie
yes. to Blue Beetle?
Booster Gold's in the first one. I think this would be an opportunity to introduce someone like Hawkgirl or one of the female heroes, since this is the way they snuck in Black Widow. I don't
want to introduce the Hawk. I don't think Hawk people come in until phase 2.
Okay, so like Zatanna would be in
Zatanna.
there. So...
For whatever reason, I have Red Tornado in my mind.
Okay, there is a Mary Marvel, maybe. I'm trying to think of female characters because one thing DC lacks
that's true
for having the impressiveness of some of like Batgirl and Wonder Woman, they drop off on the female representation pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Although Batgirl in there might be interesting to have Batgirl introduced in a film in this franchise before. Oh yeah,
right. So
it works perfectly because Natasha was a plant by Nick Fury.
So Barbara's a plant by
and it's Scarlett Johansson.
Sure, yeah. Nice. Okay.
She's a plant by Bruce Wayne to be with friggin' Ted Kord Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
There you go. So we got Batgirl in there.
All right. Meanwhile, over at Marvel Studios,
we're gonna see what's happening over there.
What they launch, right? So the equivalent would have been the Man of Steel. They would launch a Captain America movie that tries to be gritty and real to modern America.
Ugh. Zack Snyder presents.
Yeah, basically.
I don't want to talk about the. I don't want to talk about.
No,
the DC.
you don't.
We'll do it after the break.
I mean, but think about it. Like that movie's tanking. That movie's tanking hard.
It was just enough to let him make another one.
Yeah,
because the follow up is Civil War.
Yeah,
it's freaking Iron Man. Zack Snyder presents Civil War. Iron Man versus Captain America.
Yeah, and I think that would actually be the story he would be rushing to get to. Yeah.
But we'll come back there.
Okay.
We'll come back to the DC.
Okay, we won't do them in tandem.
Like because the only other character to add on the map here is what's the Captain America equivalent? Who's gonna be if Blue Beetle kicked this off by not being Batman, essentially,
sure,
right? Who is our not Superman? You get what I mean by that.
I think so. Well, maybe now is where we finally introduce one of the big hitters, right? So I feel like in our real world, Wonder Woman was like, oh, she's the Captain America of their team, and then they kind of embraced that over at DC, but
not well enough.
No,
if they had taken their damn time. Sorry, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this, Jim.
But then, but it was really that movie that made me ever think that. Without knowing that, without thinking about that, it would be Superman. Superman is going to be the Captain America of
Why not
the
Wonder
team.
Woman? Why not? Because then you could do a World War II movie, just like Captain America was. Have Wonder Woman be this woman out of time situation. Let this movie, the movie that leads into the Avengers, is the Wonder Woman movie. You get someone who's so pure and awesome and
it could
good.
be I actually had a thought, and I don't know how many people would. I'll throw this out there, and you can tell me it's not enough.
I got my glove on. Throw it over here. Come on, Slugger, you can do it.
A Superman and Wonder Woman movie.
Ooh, double up.
Yeah.
Does that take?
Is that
at this stage
too much?
At this stage in this DCCU, they wouldn't blow teaming up these two characters already. These are two big mainstay characters. We're gonna save Superman. We're gonna save Batman. I mean, Superman might not even be in phase 1.
Sure.
Right.
That was my initial thought, and then we got here, and who's the Captain America? So I was trying to find Captain America.
I think you go Wonder Woman because you can get a World War II movie out of it. She's different than Blue Beetle. She's different than Martian Manhunter. She's different enough from Aquaman, right? If Aquaman's modern, coming out of the ocean and running around the world. Plus, Aquaman's a joke. To make him cool, like Chris Hemsworth and Kenneth Branagh, what Kenneth Branagh did with Thor was find a way to do the Shakespearean stuff and also the good humor of a fish out of water, literal fish out of water in this case, of what this character looks like on Earth. So our going into our Avengers, our Justice League that Batman has put together is Wonder Woman, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter, which is crazy.
Well, that's our stingers are alluding to. He's put other, like, before we even get to a Wonder Woman, he's clearly, Batman has also put together Superman and Wonder Woman. They're on as well. We're just not seeing their stories.
Okay. So you're saying our Avengers movie.
Knowing that, I actually would almost prefer a fourth other character. The big three, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, I think shouldn't show up in action until the Justice League movie.
Okay. So then I'm okay with I'm of two minds in that, because once they show up, unless our 4 characters we've introduced are beloved, which if they give them the Marvel luck, they are. If they're not, then the fear is overshadowing. I know we saw those 4 characters getting to this point, but they are minor characters compared to Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. That's who we're really here to see.
And that's why I was thinking Superman and Wonder Woman. Like, what if the movie was actually? I realize that it kind of ends up being a Justice League movie all on its own, but what if it's all 3? Call the movie All Stars
in place of the Captain America movie?
Yeah,
I'm going to go alternative on this and say I think the equivalent of Superman in this universe and getting him in is the equivalent of Spider-Man finally showing up in Civil War. And I would wait till then to even get Superman in this. For whatever reason, they couldn't lock Superman in, whether it was a fear of him failing again or just wanting to save him for a key moment and not have him in the Avengers.
So doing the DC universe like this is weird, because these are big characters that everyone will be clamoring for. And to make people wait over 5 years, honestly, Marvel didn't do that, right?
No. But Spider-Man didn't show up until Civil War because they just couldn't use him until then.
Yeah.
And if we're really changing all the luck, we get a hell of a lot more. We get 4
but
Netflix
what I'm saying
shows.
is wait, when did that
We get an ABC series that follows.
So what you're saying is we're not going to use Superman until halfway through phase 2?
Yeah.
That seems like in all of our conversations, I'm on board the whole delayed gratification, all that. That's too far. That's too long. That's too far away.
I'm not even saying it should be Superman. I'm saying it should be Superboy.
What do you TC? TC, you're doing crazy talk here.
I'm doing crazy talk here. Look, Superman, people, this is a mistake that's made all the time. You don't have to cast anyone to be Superman, which they've done.
Do if he's going to be in a stinger.
Right. No, the suit does it. The S does it. Whatever. You don't have to follow me down this tangent. I'm trying to think. Let's talk about our first Justice League movie. Right?
Okay.
Batman has put this team together. And again, everyone just wash away the flavor of all the DC we got. This is an alternate reality where none of that exists. None of it ever happened. Shh. It's okay. It's gone. This is for me, Jim. Shh. This is what I think about at night.
I would actually like to propose, even though they're going to have strangely all kinds of stuff, I'd actually like to propose a Batman that actually doesn't have many gadgets. I
would love to see the detective Batman.
do to Batman here what they did to James Bond with Daniel Craig
with Casino Royale.
He has a couple gadgets, but nothing that overwhelms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less armor, less vehicles, less everything. Give him the grappling hook and the shark repellent.
That's the Batmobile. Yeah. You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. We actually didn't decide who our Captain America person.
We didn't. We're just like and question mark.
No, I mean, I think Wonder Woman's the way to go. But this is
what if I just said it? What if it's the question?
The question. I mean, all right, Batman. Batman's gone. The question's in. We're doing Countdown, the movie, the new 52. Yeah. No, just 52, the movie. That means nothing.
The 52 verse.
The 52. Okay. So, I say Wonder Woman.
Okay,
not a team up. We have to think like the studio would have done it, and they wouldn't.
Sure.
They would be able to put in Booster Gold in the first,
sure,
and then recast him by the second, Blue Beetle, and hints of Bruce Wayne linking everyone together with Sam Jackson plays Bruce Wayne in this world, whatever, and getting us to the Avengers with Wonder Woman being the Captain America analog of the greatest hero of a generation that has been missing, and now she's returned.
Oh, okay.
I'm fighting on this, but
yeah, because it really was a Patty Jenkins revelation. Like Wonder Woman was only the Captain America allegory because of the way this DC universe actually turned out.
Yeah.
It feels weird not having Superman be that position.
If Superman's in there and we're going into the Justice League with Superman, then we're doing an origin story.
In fact, you could even say the whole reason Wonder Woman chooses America is because of Superman.
Okay. If we put Superman in this spot and we go into the Justice League movie with Superman, Martian Manhunter, Blue Beetle,
Batman,
and Aquaman, that's a very interesting Justice League.
I have a question that may invalidate the entire last half hour, 40, however long we've been doing this. If we're gonna Kevin Feige this, we should actually be following the formula of how the original Justice League was formed, and the original villain that they fought.
So Blue Beetle probably wouldn't be the guy; it would be Flash.
Yep,
which works as well. Like
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you can introduce you introduce Hal Jordan in the first movie,
sure.
Right? Instead of Rhodey, you have Hal Jordan. Rhodey eventually becomes War Machine. Hal Jordan eventually becomes Green Lantern. I would fight for Jon Stewart instead of Hal Jordan, just to have that representation happening in there. And Don Cheadle as Green Lantern is pretty cool. He fits he's perfect.
Actually, yeah.
So then if you have Flash in that position. And
well, again, that's if we want to parallel exactly. We don't have to. I like doing this whole B team
C-listers, B-listers,
being brought to the fore.
And as soon as you introduce Superman, and having Batman in there as well, as long as these movies are as cool and as good as Iron Man, Cap, and Thor were, then people will like whoever we put in their place, so that the first Avenger. What this all comes down to is that Endgame would have been a Crisis on Infinite Earths level final film, and we would be looking at the world beyond, and then maybe you get a Question TV series instead of WandaVision,
it's true.
And you get a Blue Beetle and Booster Gold instead of Falcon and the Winter Soldier here, like currently, as opposed to kicking the whole thing off with it.
I think I don't relent to Wonder Woman. I think this is Superman. I think it's it's this buildup of the going from Blue Beetle, Martian Manhunter. Okay, Aquaman, at least he's one of the better known ones. I
know the
suppose.
name.
And Superman, finally.
Yes.
Oh my God, finally. And then it's all going to come together. So it's all going to come together for your first Justice League.
Is it the gamble here or the question?
I realize you were also trying to get a little less beefcake. Yeah. I think in there. I do understand you were trying to.
Come on now, Marvel has got one beautiful shirtless man oiled up after another.
That's
from
true.
Day one. So are we doing anything different? We got
follow the formula.
We got Batgirl in there.
We did.
So our Justice League then is Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, or instead of Martian Manhunter, we just put Wonder Woman in, right?
I want to do E.T. though.
You want to do E.T.?
Martian Manhunter, phone home.
Do we stick with Blue Beetle or do we switch it out with Flash?
Because
if we switch it out with Flash, it's easier to get Green Lantern in there. And then your Justice League movie
it looks a lot more like what
recognizable,
is quote unquote expected.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I think we do. I think we do that. We save
so everyone
Blue Beetle.
Disregard the last half hour.
Oh God.
Blue Beetle's gone.
Blue Beetle will be back in likely phase 2 or 3.
He could be the Hawkeye. Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hawkeye.
So we kick it off with Flash and Green Lantern, and then Martian Manhunter.
Is Green Lantern and Flash? They're friendos.
The Brave and the Bold, man. They had a whole comic book together.
I mostly know Green Lantern and Green Arrow.
Yeah, they also were buddies through the
Green Lantern. He's just friends with everyone.
Everyone likes Hal Jordan. It's not the Ryan Reynolds Hal Jordan. I'm saying Jon Stewart is the Green Lantern just because.
I think that would casting wise it'd be Hal Jordan as well.
Bastards.
And I think if there would be a Green Lantern movie and we would see one other Green Lantern show up, I'm not sure who, and then Green Lantern 2 would be Green Lantern 2 Lantern Corps.
Right. So Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Kyle Rayner all the way, baby. He was a comic book artist who has a better imagination to make stuff.
No, he'd be great. I don't like Guy Gardner.
I know. So our Justice League movie is Batman, Superman, Aquaman. No, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman instead of Martian Manhunter, or are you sticking with Martian Manhunter?
I really like Martian Manhunter. I understand going with this new plan. Maybe Wonder Woman is the better way to go.
Yeah. And then Flash and
so the order is Flash, Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Flash 2.
Nice. Aquaman, Superman,
Justice League. Nice. And then everyone gets like I think we satisfy enough.
Yeah.
While at the same time like teasing people, why isn't there a Batman movie?
It's because he's going to be in the Justice League movie.
Yeah. He's
there's
just like Avengers is Nick Fury's movie.
Yeah. The big threat could be some threat from Apocalypse. We get the stinger at the end of a hint of Darkseid, like we got of Thanos. So Starro, I guess, because Starro possesses people.
We're gonna learn. We, as in the general public, are gonna learn who Starro is soon enough.
And Mazo could be in it as well. He's one who can mimic the.
I keep wanting to say Granny Goodness, but I really think she would be a fun. Whoever we plug in for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Well. We blow the doors off with a successful Justice League movie, and then we move on into phase 2. We're going to take a break here.
Okay.
So we're doing all right. I think.
Hopefully, there's a whole lot of talking. This is what we do.
This is what we do. It's a thought experiment. I'm sure. I think the best ones of these are when people react with a lot of ideas. Additionally, so like those listening are like, "Why didn't you do this? Oh, you should have done this." And we hope that that's what's being achieved right now.
So, yeah. Well, I'll see.
We'll be right back.
Hi there, I'm David.
And I'm Kate.
And we're the hosts of another Zelda podcast.
There are so many good podcasts out there, and some of them in particular concern the Legend of Zelda.
That's right, Kate, and we are another one of them. That is actually the name of our show, Another
Yes.
Zelda podcast.
And in our show in particular, we talk about some of our favorite dungeons, characters, boss battles. We have top 10 lists.
Yeah, we do deep dives on game design and production aspects of the different Zelda games.
And we talk about our own experiences. We do some review episodes, talk about our challenges, our struggles, and our victories.
That's right. Really just almost anything that has to do with Zelda, we like to talk about it. A new episode comes out every other Friday, and you can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube.
And you can also check out our episodes on our website, anotherzeldapodcast.com.
That's right. All right, we will see you there.
Okay, bye.
Welcome to our new podcast. Welcome to our new podcast.
This isn't working.
Agreed. I think we're going to have to do it turn by turn.
Well, now that you mention it, we are a brand new RPG video game podcast.
Our very existence hinges on turn-based gaming.
So join us on the Turn by Turn podcast, where we'll be talking about
Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Golden Sun, Shining Force, Mother, and so many more.
It's your turn to come and join us.
We were mistakenly saying, "Hey, you like Batman? Here's another Batman." It
Yeah.
should have been Flash from the
Yeah.
get-go.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, if I may use a running analogy.
I think you should.
I should have. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
going to say it again. It should have been Flash right out of the gate.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Because Flash runs.
That's right. All right. So phase 1 is Flash, Wonder Woman, Flash 2, Aquaman, Superman, and then Justice League.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Justice League is a success. With Age of Ultron being the second Justice League movie, or the equivalent, it would be Brainiac. We're all like, that's the robot equivalent of Ultron is Brainiac.
Oh, you're jumping straight to the second
I'm
Justice
just
League
trying to
movie.
do some broad
Oh,
strokes.
sure.
Because then getting to Infinity War and Endgame, I think Infinity War is called Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that's when everything gets screwed up, so that everything can be streamlined in whatever the equivalent of Endgame is.
Yeah.
So that it ends with a very clear picture of these are the heroes that remain, these are the villains that remain, but now like the whole, like whatever it doesn't have to, again, we don't have to do one for ones here, which is our mistake with Blue Beetle.
Yep.
It's just a matter of getting to this apocalyptic conclusion where for the first time in the history of all cinema, we get to see dozens of DC superheroes on the screen together. And
we get to see Alex Ross's Kingdom Come painting come to life.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh God, it's not the Kingdom Come story, but that's the perfect name to be a follow-up to Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Dude,
Crisis on Infinite Earth, Kingdom Come.
Does Crisis on Infinite Earths end with the sort of leaving everyone hanging of like, what just happened? This weird streamlining of the universe, the multiverse has collapsed, and then the next movie is 15 years later. It's Kingdom Come. Like because one of the big shockers in Endgame was that they did the 5-year jump, so that that the Endgame, the prologue and
here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come is one of those what ifs of what the future is going to look like.
Yeah.
And we're making that the now. The new standard.
Sure.
And that's not really what the Kingdom Come story is.
Right. It's an epilogue to the entire DC universe, and we don't want to do that because we have stories to tell.
Yeah.
And we don't want to leave the world by going, all right, Batman's old, Superman's gone, or Superman's old, and now like
it's a bunch of new heroes you don't know.
Well, there's always fixing it with time travel.
Well, if anything, that's what I think Kingdom Come could happen. Like, so right, the thing that Thanos is feels he is righteous in doing is, I am quote unquote saving the universe by killing half of it.
Right.
I don't know enough about Darkseid to know what his motivation would be.
Sure.
I have an idea of what it would be here, but if you know more clearly what it is.
Darkseid's not the threat in Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor. And it is a matter of the Anti-Monitor is destroying the multiverse.
Oh. cool. That's what I was going to have Darkseid do.
Oh, there you go.
But if there's already a dude, I think the only problem with that is like Thanos is the Monitor, like, I don't know him.
Mhm.
Is he a cool bad guy?
No. He existed for Crisis on Infinite Earths. The guy who originally created the Crisis on Infinite Earths storyline had come up with a character when he was like 6 or 7 years old called the Librarian.
Mm-hmm.
And the Librarian built, he as a 6, 7, 8-year-old, as
Yeah.
a little kid, he figured out the multiverse in the DC universe
Sure.
and tracked it. And he's like, what if a villain came along and said, no, there can be only one universe? And that's the Monitor.
Sure. And I feel that's what I was going to suggest Darkseid's trying to do. He's like, the multiverse, I must control.
I will control
it all. And the way I will do this
is to make one universe.
Yeah, just make
It's
one
easier-
universe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good villain motivation. Like, I want to control the universe. Unfortunately, with the multiverse, there's too many to control. So if there's only one the universe, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can then do this.
I can then do this.
Make that on a t-shirt.
I can then do this.
So that was jumping all the way ahead there.
Yeah.
What-
So the in between.
What's your Guardians of the Galaxy? You've been kind of jumping in your seat here trying to get to.
I just
It's Suicide Squad.
They fight Granny Goodness. That's all I know. I'm
Is
just
it
super
Suicide-
excited to get Granny Goodness in there.
Is it Suicide Squad? Because those, it's hard. It's every now and then it's hard to imagine.
Honestly, here's what I think would be really fun. We haven't talked about any of the villains that our heroes are fighting.
Sure.
I think
I
to make
said
a really
Brainiac.
cool.
I said
you did.
Starro.
You did. You said who the Justice League villains are. You
Okay.
didn't say any of the individual movies. I think it'd be a lot of fun if Suicide Squad showed up late in Phase 2, and it was several of the villains that were already in the movies.
Oh, great. Instead of killing off the villains, actually keeping them around
Mm-hmm.
to create a Suicide Squad. Even if there's cold opens to, like, say, Iron Man 2, would be the Flash 2.
Yeah.
And the Flash has one of the best rogues gallery in comicdom. I'd
Mhm.
say like third to Batman and Spider-Man.
Factoid, isn't that where the term was original? Rogue Gallery was originally used in reference to Flash's villains.
Flash's villains literally formed an organization called the Rogues Gallery
and then that term was co-opted
by everyone else.
by Batman fans.
So having Mirror Master or Captain Boomerang or Captain Cold be on the
Mhm.
Suicide Squad, having Black Manta or
Oh yeah, King Shark.
King
maybe?
Shark. Thank you.
Maybe?
Yes, King Shark's in the Suicide
He
Squad.
is, yeah.
Hand. So having a Guardians of the Galaxy be
Also with a King Shark, Batman's shark repellent becomes much more useful.
see, it's a good thing that was one of the gadgets you let him keep. Unbelievable. having a Suicide Squad be, well, I mean, it's funny because we're existing in a reality where that's about to happen anyway.
It's true.
James Gunn is going to give us a proper The Suicide Squad.
Yeah. But what I like about us crafting it so far ahead of time in this parallel world
Mhm.
is
You can drop in the characters that are going
Yeah.
to show back up.
Yeah.
For sure. I love it.
and like I would love that most. I would love that seeing those characters come back.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, to see Zemo coming back in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier was really cool.
Mhm.
To know that maybe Agatha Harkness is in can will
Yeah,
will come back.
rather than like all the Marvel movies tend to kill off their villains,
Mhm.
and that
It's disappointing.
It sucks a little.
Some are cool. Well, to look at some of the other equivalents here, having Doctor Strange be replaced, an easy
There's your Zatanna.
exactly. It'd be easy to go Dr. Fate because Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange are like identical. So to go Zatanna instead, I think is way cooler because Zatanna is a legacy character. Zatara was her dad, who
Oh.
was a superhero magician,
So
and she
okay, so it's
inherit-
Zatanna.
she followed in his footsteps.
Oh, so and because it'd sort of be her origin story. I don't know what her origin story is, but I'm gonna make one up here.
Go ahead.
Right, so she basically gets dropped into this world of magic. Dr. Fate could sort of be
Oh,
like the character she like
the ancient one, like
Yeah.
almost the replacement of that.
yeah. Yep.
And then we delve into our magic universe. Oh man, Dead Man.
Ooh, we
Ooh,
can get the rhyming demon.
Oh, Etrigan.
Etrigan, yes.
Dude, you know who we can get? Detective Chimp.
I don't know Detective
Detective
Chimp.
Do we get the question? I'm trying to think
Nice,
of
yeah.
all the Phantom Stranger. All the magic users in the DC universe are really fun.
I don't know if I'd want to full on use him, but having him like cameo or be just mentioned, John Constantine.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Having Etrigan.
Or maybe he's full on. I don't know.
I would like John Constantine in there would be pretty great.
Yeah.
He's such a I don't wear costumes kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's something they do really well. We haven't really. I'll take a moment to acknowledge that the Arrowverse that's been on TV is the best DC stuff we've gotten.
Yeah, the real short answer to this entire episode is in your alternate universe, instead of Kevin Feige being handed Marvel, I don't know his first name. I don't know Greg Berlanti. Greg Berlanti is handed the DC universe.
Yeah, everything Greg Berlanti did, from Arrow to Flash to Supergirl to even Batwoman in her own way. I think that was miscast, but up to Superman and Lois. They did Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's so much love and respect for the DC universe in the shows that we didn't get on the big screen. That Berlanti is the Kevin Feige equivalent.
Yeah.
He just didn't have the cinema to do it in. He did some amazing stuff on television.
Yeah.
So
there's your TLDR.
Yes.
I think actually the Zatanna movie, I think, is where we really start uncovering the multiverse and it being collapsed.
Yeah.
Because I think what that story is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That story, I think the Zatanna story, to just give some more detail about one of these movies, is something is causing demons from this demon universe, from a hell, to basically they're trying to escape to our reality, and all the magicians are like, no, y'all are demons, you gotta go back to hell, you can't be here.
Be gone.
And so it's this panic. These demons are essentially trying to be refugees because something, some force is collapsing their universe.
Yeah I like that. And that sets up the Crisis on Infinite Earths that we would get for where Infinity War would have been.
Yeah.
Having the Thor 3 equivalent, which was taking the rather dour, I think the Thor movies, people think of them, because Thor 3 is so good, I think people think of 1 and 2 and sort of just trash them. But there's a lot of fun to be had in both those movies.
I agree.
But that third one, just escalating everything that's great about the characters.
Sure.
I think that's where Aquaman finally shines.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Right? Because Aquaman, on the surface, no pun intended, is ridiculous. He should be Superman of the Sea. He's King Arthur, all that stuff. Did we slot him in, or we bumped him? We bumped him for Superman, right?
No, Flash, Wonder Woman. No, Flash,
Martian Manhunter,
Aquaman, Superman.
Okay. So Aquaman finally embraces the silliness.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Superman.
Superman gets our Thor 3 treatment?
Yeah.
No, we've seen what happens when you try to be funny with Superman. I'm not letting Richard Pryor get anywhere near these movies again. I don't want Kevin Hart. I don't want Kevin Hart pulling a Richard Pryor.
While that's fair, imagine Taika Waititi doing a Superman movie with Bizarro as the villain.
Oh, that's fun. Damn it. All right, fine.
Right. And then it can get real crazy because maybe other Supermen start showing up. Maybe we get, just for a scene, a Superman that shoots little Supermen out of his hands.
Which is from the comics.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just because it would just be sort of that over the top weird wackiness, and the things that can come out of that, we can get a couple other recurring characters. That way Power Girl doesn't have to have her own movie.
Sure,
she can just be origined in that,
like Valkyrie in a sense. Having Superman kiss someone to wipe their memory in this movie, and then be like, well, what did you think was going to happen? I really thought I would be so good at this that you would forget. Like, really? That's what you think? I'm just spitballing ideas here. I'm really out of my elements.
I really like that. And then like
the kiss or Power Girl,
just the direction this is all making Superman 3 this sort of fun movie where Superman is out of his element. Like he's already going to be our G shucks all-American character. Right. And then, so now I'm imagining making it like a modern fun Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Getting him into outer space. Cause like the two Thor movies we had before Ragnarok was Thor, who's this otherworldly character mostly on Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get out into space. And if we had what's our space? Okay, that's the Hawks because the Thangarians and being what the Hawk people are with their nth metal, that's space. There's your Guardians of the Galaxy equivalent of space ridiculousness.
Mm-hmm.
People with hawk helmets.
Oh, I remember what I wanted my Guardians of the Galaxy to be actually.
Go ahead.
What's his name? Adam.
Adam Strange. Adam Strange.
Okay.
Because he's got the
Marvel.
You're doing a really top notch.
It's okay. Look at me go. Adam Strange.
Adam Strange has like the laser, like the 1950s super retro helmet and ray
Oh
gun.
no. Okay, no, I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Okay.
The man who escapes from
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle. Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
I'd want to do Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle, whose superpower is he can escape from anything.
Yep. And that gets us
Big
like
Barda.
a bizarre look. It gives us a weird space. Like literally, outer space is a weird place.
Funny
because
enough,
you get Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle. You get Big Barda.
Big Barda, yep.
You get Granny Goodness.
Yes.
And we can start throwing other people in there. We could introduce Lobo here.
Oh yeah. See, the fun thing is that Thor Ragnarok drew heavy inspiration from Jack Kirby, much like the Jack Kirby and the New Gods.
Sure.
Whatever, I can't remember what his equivalent was in the Marvel universe. I'm totally blanking right now. But Jack Kirby's style is what Mr. Miracle.
Isn't it the Eternals?
Yeah, the Eternals. I think so.
Inhumans?
No, not the Inhumans. Well, regardless,
yeah.
There's a crossover of an artist being drawn
yeah.
inspiration from. So using Jack Kirby's Mr. Miracle and the Fatal Furies and Big Barda and all that, the New Gods like Orion's in there and like more dark side stuff. Yeah, there's some weird stuff happening that, and that's perfect for what people
and even if you want to do the straight parallel, like that's what James Gunn does. James Gunn gives us Mr. Miracle and all that weirdness. I think he'd be perfect to do that.
Oh, man, he's a fun character because he doesn't actually have any superpowers. He's just that good at escaping. It's not like he has a mutation that allows him to escape.
I mean, that is actually a perfect parallel to Star-Lord.
To Star-Lord.
Who are you? I'm Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. What?
Who are you? Mr. Miracle.
Who? And so when it finally happens, it's Mr. Miracle. Finally.
Yeah.
Man, we're so deep in the weeds in like DC comic book nerddom.
Yeah.
Well, Ant-Man, we can go to the Atom. Where else can we play here? Like
what else do we need to play with to build toward the multiverse, to build toward the multiverse and the fight that will ensue?
Well, weirdly enough, I think you're right on the money with Zatanna in place of Doctor Strange being the place to truly expose people to alternate realities within the DC universe. I'm
nodding by the way.
Oh, dude, I just figured something out we may have set up a character. Excuse me, I just burped into the microphone. The pizza was very good.
It was very good.
This episode brought to you by Fresh Brothers. Use code Studio Demands It. No, we've set up
code may not work.
Code may not work. No guarantees work. If we end Crisis on Infinite Earths with the need to travel back in time and reset it, from the first movie, we have a character who can travel through time.
It's true.
If we went
and thus essentially creating that Tony Stark is the central character loop.
It's the Flash.
Flash is the
I don't want one comment about the 2021 Justice League and how it all comes down to time travel to solve the day, because we're going way beyond that. We've laid out 27 movies to get here.
Yeah.
Because and if not the Flash, if we go back again and make it Blue Beetle and Booster Gold from the get-go, Booster Gold is a time traveler.
It's
so
true.
No matter which version we go with, we have a time traveling, someone who can time travel to reset stuff.
Yeah.
So that if we end Crisis on Infinite Earths and jump ahead 15 years to a Kingdom Come, and the solution from, say, the Flash is to build the freaking.
I think that that would be how you do a Kingdom Come movie. You have this flash forward of like, oh, everything's terrible. Where Flash somehow ends up in the future.
Yeah.
Everything's terrible, and he has to go back in time to prevent that from happening.
This works perfectly because in Crisis on Infinite Earths, Barry Allen Flash sacrifices himself through time and dies. So we would get the moment of him.
Yeah.
He's running and he becomes a running skeleton. Like and that imagery replicated to the big screen would be so gut punching to be like, to watch Flash, who kicked this off, die in a bolt of lightning, essentially, like disappear into the Speed Force. So then, like Ant-Man returning in Endgame, to have after like a 15-minute first act of Kingdom Come-ness, to suddenly a bolt of lightning strikes and Barry stumbles out of it and is like, where am I? This is the Kingdom Come future. And then he has to figure out how to travel back.
So would that be Flash 3 or Flash 4 Kingdom Come? Would that be one of his?
It would be Justice League Kingdom Come. It would, whatever, if instead of Avengers Endgame, it's Justice League Kingdom Come.
Okay.
And Flash died in Crisis on Infinite Earths in the previous movie, and he returns to and we.
I see. I'm
okay.
I don't know where I was.
Yeah.
But I'm where I need to be now.
I was going so fast.
It's true. It's true.
And here's the thing I would do just to make this special. Flash as a time traveler is something that they go to rather quickly with Flash. They did it on the show rather quickly. I think the show is probably the best in the Arrowverse. They went to it immediately with Flash's appearance in Justice League and the whole Flashpoint paradox that they will eventually do as a film. They immediately go to time travel. And there's so much more you can do with a guy who can run real fast than travel through time. So if we just save it for all these movies, 20 plus movies, to get to Flash, not even understanding how he got through the Speed Force, not even understanding how he got to the Kingdom Come universe. And then it's the mystery of where do we need to go back to, what needs to happen, how do we get Flash, how do we flash back to fix this universe so that Crisis doesn't happen, right? So then there you go. And then and having Flash sacrifice himself in the end again, I don't know if that's necessary. I think Flash survives this scenario.
I think so, because they're essentially what Flash dying in Crisis would be the equivalent of the snap, right?
Yeah.
Because
And in the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, there were 3 Superman. There was Kal-El, the one as we basically know Superman. There was the original Golden Era Superman who had aged up, was married to Lois, had a daughter, and he was Kal-El, just the letter L. And then there was Superboy Prime, who came from a universe. I pitched him last season. Listen to my dream project.
Yeah.
And in order to save the universe in the end, the Golden Age Superman allowed himself to be put into a pocket dimension with Lois and Superboy Prime, and they basically had to sacrifice themselves to save all of reality. So our end game, as Cap gave himself up to time to have the life he always wanted. In Kingdom Come, Clark has retired. Wonder Woman tries to get him out because everything goes bad without Superman around. Because Cable essentially went crazy.
Yeah.
It's Magog in the comic, but it's Cable.
That's Cable.
and ending Justice League Kingdom Come with Superman truly having his final fight and retiring and going off to the farm, so that Superman is now out of the universe and we can proceed from there.
Why would you take Superman out of
the
universe? Just
to take him off the table, because he can always come back. It's not like he's an old man. He might have a little dust in his hair.
It's true.
But he doesn't age. Because then it leaves room for Supergirl and Superboy and all these other future heroes.
It's true.
It's just like removing Cap and Iron Man from the equation. Without Tony Stark, without Steve Rogers, look at the bright future we have in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. Like seriously,
that's a different conversation.
Taking Batman out of the equation, you get a Batgirl and Robin movie or TV series. You get
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, I kind of like this. So Crisis on Infinite Earths is Darkseid winning.
Yeah.
And crushing the multiverse down to one universe.
Mm-hmm.
Flash at some point, probably near the end, runs so fast he just dies. He disintegrates himself. And so we think that's the end of Flash. Darkseid wins.
Mm-hmm.
We get our next movie, which is this singular future. Everyone's super sad.
Yeah.
Barry Allen shows up. He's like, what's going on? So all of this is actually like the first half hour of Kingdom Come, of him talking to all the Kingdom Come characters, including himself.
Mm-hmm.
Or no,
because he's gone.
So what we're doing with Kingdom Come, we're not really doing Kingdom Come.
They didn't really do Infinity. That's
true.
Infinity War. So
so then the Kingdom Come Justice League helps Barry Allen figure out how to go back in time to before the multiverse is crushed.
Mm-hmm.
So then Barry Allen does so and has to basically quickly coordinate with the multiverse of heroes. Does he like quickly put together in one movie like an Elseworld Justice League to fight Elseworld Darkseids or no, just the one Darkseid from destroying the multiverse?
Yeah, so that the multiverse survives. So like the equivalent of all the portals opening. Oh man, I'm getting kind of goosebumps thinking about the portals opening and freaking Gotham by Gaslight Batman comes out and Justice League 1 million Aquaman comes out and like all the Flash portals are opening and freaking every version of every one of these characters just marches out in the field. The ones we've seen and the ones everyone has been wishing for. And it's like, quick, someone hit pause on this. This is the George Perez, Alex Ross cover of Crisis on Infinite Earths come to life.
This is what I wanted in Endgame. I wanted heroes we have not seen on screen.
and so it's not just saving the universe, it's saving the multiverse.
Yeah.
So the Kingdom Come future still exists, but now all the multiverse is saved so that all of the variations of these characters have survived.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're not saving Christ on Infinite Earth is destroy all the universes so Darkseid can rule one, and Justice League Kingdom Come is stop that from happening so all the universe exist.
Essentially, I actually would say that future, that singular future, by saving the multiverse, that's the one universe that doesn't exist.
That's the one they erase.
Yeah. And so it's literally that Justice League, the Kingdom Come Justice League, sacrificing themselves to save. So
that angsty, sad Superman gets to come back and save the day, which is kind of what Berlanti did in the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Excellent.
All right. I'm willing to indulge you for now. Let's see what happened over at Marvel while this is happening.
Oof. What train wrecks happen over there?
Snyder wanted this Randian vision of superheroes. What better characters?
Actually, Iron Man is the perfect one to do that with. So he does it with Iron Man. He doesn't do Captain America.
Yeah,
he doesn't. Or no, actually, he actually could do a cynical Captain. We'll get to all of them. We're gonna get there, right?
Captain America will be the friggin' like Patriot Act come to life. But that's what we would get.
I don't know if our listeners know. That's not the way we do things over here. We're not into the Randian.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's it. That's right. So I'm glad I indulged you into.
No. I like. So that Captain America comes out, right? Like their Man of Steel is the Captain America story. They'd probably start it. They wouldn't do a World War II. It would start with
Afghani war.
Actually,
like
it would start. The cold open would be like newsreels of Captain America being lost in the ice. And it would then come to him being found and unfrozen and catching up on things, and the world's dark and terrible, and he becomes bitter,
jaded. Like, what do you mean?
Maybe he just becomes sad. But then what he finds out is, Red Skull's actually he's been. He's coming back. He's been behind the scenes and he's been running things. I gotta go punch the Red Skull.
Go punch the Red Skull. There is that every now and then, if you look at like the logic, like the reality of our world and try to project it onto films, it's like, who explained what actually happened in World War II to Steve Rogers? Did anyone have to sit down and explain September 11th to him? Like, that's sad reality stuff that you sort of just like, no, this is escapist fantasy. Snyder wouldn't do that. Oh, he would embrace that. Let's have his Steve Rogers.
Well, the thing is, I think it would get gross, right? The whole that whole
gross.
The Randy, and not just that, but like this idea, this plot that Red Skull rises out of he's been hiding and waiting, and now that Captain America's back, this is his opportunity.
Smiling, but I'm horrified.
Like it would have he has assembled all of the shithole countries would be under Red Skull's. He would be their army attacking America from the outside, and we got to get our borders up. Got to get our borders up so we can hold out the Red Skull and the undesirables. I don't know why I'm doing this accent. I apologize.
You're offending someone.
I am.
He would get his Civil War, like sorry.
Quite literally.
Let me be specific here. The comic book, Captain America, Iron Man, Civil War, would be realized in what was in place of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah. So you would have your Captain America versus Iron Man. Like, if I wanted to, you'd already be dead. Like, just the Iron Man RoboCop, dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Oh, right. So that would be so we would put what was the name? Newberry? Was that the name of the town that blew up in Civil War?
Yes. That would be Man of Steel. Or whatever.
So that would happen in Man of Steel, right? Like, and then it would get blamed on Captain America.
Right. So Captain America went after some neo-Nazis in some small town and blew up the small town trying to stop some neo-Nazis. Yeah. Right. But then Tony Stark in
so we would meet all these other heroes. Yeah. Tony Stark would be like, that Captain America ruined it all for everyone.
He needs to be
stopped. This Registration Act is the best thing ever. Yeah. And so we'd get all these heroes thrown at us in this movie that choose sides.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Iron Man and Cap get to throw down in a rainy...
And all the edgelord Marvel fans would think, this is the greatest thing.
This is how it's always supposed to be. We're ostracizing someone, aren't we?
Yes.
Someone.
The bizarro version of myself.
Because then because Darkseid would have been so expertly crafted over the course of 20 plus movies, they would rush to get to Thanos.
Yeah, right.
So then they would rush to do
the end of Civil War would be, we have to put aside our differences to fight off Thanos.
He's got a gem. He's got some gems, and he's coming at us.
Yeah.
And then we would have had a very rushed and poorly conceived
that someone would have been brought in to lighten up at the last minute.
We need to make this more like the DC movies. Yeah. Can we lighten this up a little?
That Hawkworld movie was a lot of fun. Yeah. Can we have that?
Do you know, they had the Thanagarians and the Hawk?
Oh my
people?
God! I just going back to that really quick. By making Superman 3 the Thor Ragnarok, you can bring in Hawkworld there, and then my whole allusion to Flash Gordon can be dead on.
Yes.
Yes. Superman is the quarterback that saves the universe, and he meets these people with wings, and
Oh man, that's awesome. We gotta lighten it up like the DC movies. Yeah. So we'll get someone to take this 4-hour opera,
this 4-hour foundation rewrite,
the Fountainhead
or Fountainhead, that's what it was. Foundation's Isaac Asimov.
Yeah, and they try to lighten up freaking the Darkseid Crisis, Infinity War, the Infinity Gauntlet saga, and they crammed it into a 2-hour movie. Now, if that happened,
it would be called Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah. And it would be completely justified at this point to say, you know what this needed? A 4-hour cut.
We are so witty.
Oh man. So what's their Shazam equivalent where they tried to lighten this thing up? Because Shazam in the DC universe, is it Aquaman? No, wait. I'm confusing my universes here. It's Thor. So they tried to make a lighthearted Thor?
Oh, that's weird.
I'm
would Thor have gone with the original Eric Svolson, whatever his name is, actually turns into like he stamps his walking stick and turns into Thor?
Because he's crippled. Yeah, like he's got a limp. Yeah. It's a Donald Blake.
Yeah.
Would be the instead of Billy Batson into there you 100%. Oh my God. Who's their Wonder Woman?
What a sad Marvel.
It's
Captain America. Or no. We already did Captain
we
America.
got this really sad. So we're looking at the alternate universe Marvel where that Zack Snyder created a Captain America.
So what character does Patty Jenkins go and defy this edgelord sad sack parade?
I know I just mentioned over here, but funny enough,
that's quite biased of me. The way I just described that.
Patty Jenkins was supposed to direct Thor 2, and then she left the project.
Mm-hmm.
So does she come in and make? No, because I think it would have to be. I think they would find a female.
I mean, for a direct corollary, it would be Thor.
Yeah.
Right. Thor, this dude from this character
would she,
from an outside mythical world comes to ours.
Yeah.
And comes to the world of men and rights the wrongs that.
I'm gonna say Patty Jenkins got real creative and took a real chance, and that the opening of her Thor movie in this alternate universe is the Donald Blake Thor, son of Odin. That's her opening, and the fall of Odin's son. Thor, Odin's son, is gone, and the hammer remains. And her movie is about Jane Foster, Thor.
Oh, okay.
So that it's a female Thor equivalent, and like. People, and at this point, people are like, whatever. The DCEU movies are so dark and grim. This can't possibly be
Marvel movies.
Sorry. Oh, man, I'm having a crisis on Infinite Earths over here.
We can go back to the joyous DC movies because we worked out all of Phase 1.
Yes.
We did a couple in Phase 2, but we
then
didn't work out much else.
So let's leave behind the grim Marvel movies.
Yeah.
That's they didn't have anyone in charge. I know they're like kind of Snyder, I guess, but then they like let Bendis and Millar do some stuff. It was real weird. So wait, am I doing the pronoun? Like
I think so. It gets like if you start extrapolating just what that universe looks like, weird things happen. Like that means Disney didn't buy Fox and Marvel. Disney bought Warner Brothers and DC.
Yes. Oh my God, that's we're entering a whole new reality here, folks.
and Fox continues as it was, and Marvel doesn't ever make. Well, actually, I guess Marvel teams up with Fox, and Fox makes all of these bummers.
Well, let's go back to our alternate universe DC, led by Disney.
Back to where things are good.
Who's our Spider-Man equivalent? I tried to sell you on Superboy, and you said no. But actually, I'm totally on board.
The only reason it can be Superboy.
No. I'm totally on board with what we did with Superman.
Yeah.
In this new year. So, but who's our Spider-Man equivalent? Who's the character? Robin? Like,
it does Robin. Well, I guess it depends on the Robin because half of the Robins are just have real bad attitudes.
Jason Todd, Damian Wayne, Dick Grayson, Tim Drake. Yeah.
We've already introduced Booster Gold. Otherwise, I'd want it to be Booster Gold.
Well, no, we haven't. We got rid of Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
And the reason I say that he doesn't hold the same position as Spider-Man. Yeah. Spider-Man has an out of world legacy to him.
Yes, yeah. Is there an equivalent in the DC universe to be that exciting? They finally locked in the contracts, and can you believe that that this character showed up? No.
Beast Boy.
Beast Boy.
No? Yeah?
Okay. If we exist in a universe where, say, like the Teen Titans cartoon, so we're talking Nolan and before era still existed, there is a love for the Teen Titans. So maybe it's not Spider-Man. Maybe it's all of the Teen Titans showing up.
Sure.
So that it is Robin and Beast Boy and Cyborg and Stargirl and Raven. Like that's Starfire. Although Stargirl's a fun space character as well, but we don't have to go there. So that is our Spider-Man equivalent. And actually it says a lot about the power that Spider-Man has in the pop culture. What's the equivalent of Spider-Man? 5 other characters.
That's actually like as far as value of IPs go, that's true. Like as valuable as Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman are, Spider-Man is worth more than all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's worth more than all of them combined.
Yeah.
But he is the most valuable, like, superhero character IP.
So
it's why Sony won't let go of it.
They did just make the deal, but that's current affairs, and we try to avoid that.
Yep.
I think Teen Titans is our Spider-Man equivalent.
I think so.
And
we don't really have a civil war. We don't really have heroes going head to head.
Yeah.
And maybe that's okay because whatever our so if it's Avengers, so would that, or not Avengers?
Civil War would have been Flash.
Well, no, Flash was Iron Man.
It would have been Superman. It would have been a Superman movie. Oh, okay. How about this? If Civil War is the equivalent of
that works. Teen Titans would be this group of younger heroes coming together. They want to be in the Justice League, and they're like, no, sorry, you can't quite be in the. But we want to help in whatever problem Superman is fighting in Superman 2,
3. Yeah, Winter Soldier would have been Superman 2. So this is Superman 3.
Oh, we don't have. I guess we don't. I really want to make Superman 3 the wacky
the
space
Thor
one.
Okay, whatever this one is, somewhere in Phase 2, when the Teen Titans show up, maybe the conflict is Superman having, say, Supergirl and Superboy as his mentees if he's mentoring this new super duo. That maybe the super duo goes rogue or goes bad, and the Teen Titans have to fight them.
I mean, we don't have to do exact mirror movies. What if the Teen Titans, our Spider-Man equivalent, doesn't show up until our Avengers 2, until Justice League fights Brainiac,
and then the Teen Titans show up?
Yeah, because Brainiac is Brainiac was one of the regular Teen Titan villains in the Teen Titans Go, at least. Yeah. You can tell which Teen Titans I watch.
I think if we just have the Justice League on their own for Justice League 2 and they fight Brainiac, and the repercussions of that lead to this need, and this sets us up for Crisis on Infinite Earths and Kingdom Come, this need for more heroes and this desire of younger characters kind of wanting to go off on their own and form their own teams, then with the placeholder for Captain America Civil War, which would be a Superman 3, maybe, if it's not whatever would be right about there, would be the introduction of the Teen Titans versus another group of young heroes, whether it's Doom Patrol, if you want to get the X-Men equivalent in there, if it's the Teen Titans versus Superboy. Because in some variations, a version I don't like of Superboy is the one that comes out evil and has to be stopped by the Teen Titans. I'm not a fan of that, but that works right here, where it's basically Superboy versus the Teen Titans.
And I honestly, as of right now, I'm identifying a theme in our podcast. I really like pushing forward the ideas that you initially hate and making them work.
forcing me to accept the fact that we have a movie right there. The Teen Titans versus Superboy.
Yeah.
Yes, evil Superboy.
Because then
works.
at the end, he's not evil. At the end, they make him good.
One of the gang.
Yeah.
And you know what? I know that that's what the Titans show did, but what the Titans show did was in the same vein as the dark, grim, awful DC stuff, and I would much rather see it through the colorful, fun lens. And if this is a downer movie, and that that it does leave the same effect as a Captain America Civil War did, Captain America Civil War has still one of the best superhero fights ever put to screen with that airport fight.
Yeah.
But it also has the very hard to watch daddies are fighting between Cap and Iron Man to have the Teen Titans defeat Superboy and Superboy defeat the Teen Titans and leave it to the point of, look, I don't like you guys don't like me, but let's stop fighting because there's bigger battles ahead of us, and they go their separate ways. Then we have a subplot through this universe of Superboy eventually actually being a part of the Teen Titans and getting along with Robin. And
maybe I don't know. I actually like the idea. I guess this is slowly turning into their own movie.
Okay,
is really kind of what we just did here.
We've earned it
because
sorry, the DC Cinematic Universe earned it.
I actually think the theme of that movie should be friends help. because I think it should be Superboy is whoever he is, wherever he's from. That might even be like a part of the mystery of the character when he shows
A little
up.
bit Winter Soldier-y even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's super angsty, right? Like he's an angsty teenager,
Dude,
and a part of
I
it's
fixed it.
I am the literal shadow of Superman. And so these kids, they see everyone's like, who's this Superboy? He needs to be stopped. And they're all like, okay, we'll stop him, but we're gonna try to rehabilitate. We're gonna friends him.
We're not gonna kill him. We're gonna
yeah.
fight. And you know why Superman's not in this movie? Because he's off world.
Shooting Superman's out of his and with his cousin with Supergirl as well. Like all the supers had to fly into space for some reason.
For your space Superman movie.
Yes.
So that's why the Teen Titans are versus Superboy in this movie.
There you go.
Because Superman's off planet.
Yeah.
Bingo.
There you go. We did it. Also, I think phase 2 is we have to have a Batman movie.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Like having the Justice League truly see Batman in costume for the first time and fighting phase 2. Yeah, 100%. Where Winter Soldier would be, I guess, would be a good place to put like a cool Batman detective. Like people will be like skeptical, like, I don't know, those Nolan movies are so good. I don't know if we need a Batman movie. And then they get this Batman movie and they're like, we were wrong. We needed this Batman movie.
Well, yeah. It would be super investigative. It's like, I would want to, how far do we go? I want to put the question in there. Maybe the question, the way almost not quite the way Batman was showing up in the other ones, but the question starts showing up in phase 2 movies like this, because he's the one investigating the multiverse stuff. And he's trying to feed that. Hey, Batman, this is happening. Hey, magic people. Hey, Zatanna, this is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Having a Batman solo movie where we get to see him be the Dark Knight and like separate him from the save the world, save the universe stories, because I don't think Batman has a proper place in the save the universe stories. I think Batman's much more suited for street level. I mean, hell, I would even.
Yeah.
Is there a Nightwing Netflix series instead of Daredevil?
Well, no, because in this alternate universe, eventually that gets disavowed as a part of it anyway.
Yeah. I really like that Nightwing series. I wish we'd fold them in. We are going to keep talking about this, but let's wrap this
for another 4 episodes.
We are going. We're starting a new podcast called the DCCU.
What if it was Marvel?
What if it was? That's the whole. Okay, so this was a little bit different than what we tend to do, but we've done episodes like this before, which are a lot of ideas. The video game episode, the crossover episodes, or the versus episode. So this was a fun. So Steve, I hope that we proved to you at least, or validated your opinion. I hope we validated Jim's idea as well here, since you started this whole nonsense, that there could have been an incredible DC cinematic universe in some alternate reality, and maybe the Flash will travel back and save us all from. Well, no, because then we'd have to sacrifice the awesome Marvel universe we got.
Yeah.
So, wrap it up, Jim.
I'm still thinking of other ideas.
We'll keep talking. We'll keep talking.
Instead of Captain Marvel, so we introduced Power Girl in the Superman movie, but she'd get her own movie, which would be the equivalent of what Captain Marvel was.
What's our Black Panther?
all the way down to I think it would be sort of the same thing, like finding herself and discovering her own identity and
Power Girl
deciding what she will be. The
Power Girl is a remnant of Crisis on Infinite Earths, because once Crisis on Infinite Earths was done.
Am I introducing the character too soon?
No, that's okay. I'm just saying, in the comics world, she has no place because she belongs to a completely different reality. She is technically Supergirl. She is Superman's cousin in her original incarnation. But when the Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, it erased her reality, and Kara Zor-El existed as Superman's cousin. So now Power Girl's like, well, who the hell am I? And she literally has no place in reality.
Oh, I thought Power Girl was a genetic clone of Superman.
Maybe in some other variation, but the typical Power Girl version is, once upon a time in another reality, she was Superman's cousin.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's sort of displaced from reality, which gets us to the Infinite Earths. If her whole confusion about who she is and where she came from sets us up. If that's the last movie before Crisis on Infinite Earths, that her trying to figure out who she is, why am I not Supergirl, who am I, ends with there's a multiverse and you're a part of it. And here comes Darkseid to wipe it all out.
Yeah.
She finally figured out what universe she belongs to. I was trying to find my place in the world, and all this time I belonged to a different world, and now I've found it, and here comes Darkseid to destroy it.
Yeah, I like that.
There you
go. I don't know what the equivalent of Black Panther would be.
I mean, if we're going with the blaxploitation characters, you have someone like Black Lightning, you have the Jon Stewart Green Lantern. You had said you'd love to get Black Vulcan in here if you want to go Super Friends on it.
I just want to get all of just all those 70s characters.
Marvin,
right?
Apache
We
Chief.
had a whole episode where I was able to incorporate quite heavily Plastic Man. It's
much to everyone's joy.
Which I haven't done here, by the way, I would like to point out.
Thank you very much. Look, we're going to wrap it up here. Jim and I are going to keep talking about this, but we're going to wrap up here. Let us know your thoughts on this strange alternate reality. We know we got into the stratosphere of comic bookdom here. So
and we also, because we wanted to cover the whole thing, I think we did some pretty broad strokes.
Absolutely.
So if Steve, if you were looking for a few more specifics, definitely let us. I would love to explore whatever you wanted us to more specifically explore.
Yeah, not just Steve. If there's
I like that pause in there.
Who would love to, some of the demands we've been starting to get, which I'm interested in from you guys, is adding to a demand we've already met. So you're demanding us to return to previous episodes. So if there's something you've heard here you want us to like keep going on, send your demands in. I'm going to wrap it up here with some social stuff. You can go to studiodemandsit.com where you can send us a demand. You can find us and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify. If you'd like to hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we are at Studio Demands It. Like, subscribe, and if you feel like giving us a little review in app, that helps get us out there into the world and into the algorithm, into the infinite realities of podcasts out there. You can find me at TC's Big Head on Twitter and Instagram. You can find Jim at TC's Big Head on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
And a thank you to 6.5 Media for giving us this platform. Go check out everything 6.5 Media has been creating, the back catalog for us, Another Zelda Podcast, Top Half Balloon. And we'd like to, give a shout out to our newest family members of the Brothers-in-Law, the Broad's Way Through Broadway, and Turn by Turn. So lots of fun content for you guys to delve into. Jim, that does it for this episode. That does it for the people listening for this episode, because we are certainly not done here. We'll be back again. Any final words? You want to throw out another movie? That's what you want to do.
I'm the gears won't stop turning,
and they won't. Well, I'll let Jim. He's shooting steam out of his ears.
We took it out. Martian Manhunter needs to come back at some point in here, please. Thank you.
We removed him.
We removed him, so he put him back in.
Okay, we'll get him and we can do that.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll be back again next episode to meet any demand and hopefully challenge ourselves to improve the world of cinema. I am TC.
Yes, you are. No, and I am Jim.
You are. I can three parts of you. And
this has been DCEU Goes Marvel. Yeah? That's still clunky.
The DCCU goes
DCCU?
The DC Cinematic Universe. Not the extended universe garbage that they tried.
The DCFU? The DC Fortunate Universe?
Yes. No, that's what we got. We got the DCFU.
Yeah, we did. It was a big old FU.